All right, we are going to start by making a test page or a swatch page of all of your markers. The supplies you're going to need will be your markers, your sketchbook, a big or a little ruler, an eraser, a pencil, a pigment liner of some size. I'm using a 0.4, but you could do a 0.3 or a 0.5. Some kind of masking tape or tape to stick to your markers, and a pair of scissors to cut that with, or you could rip it. What we're going to do is label each of your markers with a number. I am also using letters and numbers. And so that when you see the square of your marker color, and you know that's the color you want to use, you're going to find that number, which is also going to be written in the square, and go get it. You don't have to think twice. Is this the color? Is this the color? Is this the color? So step one, use pencil if you're not sure exactly how you want it to look, but I'm going to go ahead and use my pigment marker pen already. And I'm going to start by drawing a line across the top of my page, my ruler, about halfway down, maybe a little bit higher than that. I'm going to line my ruler back up on that line, and then I'm going to draw another line down the bottom of it. I'm going all the way across my page, and then you're going to slide your ruler down and continue to do that. And I'm going to do that 2 to 3 more times. I might even end up putting another one up here. We'll kind of see how it works out. And there you go. And then I'm going to line it up on the edge and just draw along there. I'm going to line my marker up, or my ruler up against my line again. And all this is doing is providing us with consistent size squares, which is super easy. They're a little big, and I'm going to make them smaller by dividing them. Each one of these big squares will be divided into 4 littler squares. But I'll show you how I do that in a moment. Let's just keep working across until we have all of our lines. Ignore my broken fingernail. It's coronavirus. I can't get out to get it fixed. Okay. So there we have a big group. I'm going to go ahead and do one more setup here. I have quite a few markers. So depending on how many markers you have, you may want to do more or less. Line these back up and work across. You could also measure these out and make them all 1-inch square. However, I like to cheat and just use the width of the ruler. It makes it quick and painless. And precision is not my thing, those of you that know me. I just like to make it fun. Oops, I missed this little line here. Okay, so then I take my clear ruler, it's purple, but you can see through it, and I line it up so that the boxes are about the same size on either side. So I'm looking at this black line that's underneath here and the black line here and trying to make my boxes equal, at least to the eye. You can see they're not perfect, but that's okay because this is just a test page or a swatch page. Just keep working your way across. Until you have them all done. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing this way. I still prefer to use the clear ruler. I feel like I can see more where halfway is, and then I'll just go across even though it's smaller and then line it back up and finish it out. All right, so I have semi-equalish boxes. The whole idea is this has a Minecraft kind of vibe or a pixel vibe where everything is made in squares. So we're just going to work across and continue to do that, all right? So I have a bunch of boxes. The page looks pretty simple and boring, but now when it gets fun. We are going to start to add colors. So the first color I grabbed is a red color. So I labeled it R601. Each color family I have using a different hundreds because I don't know how many I have of each. And I don't know, it just seemed like the right thing to do. You can label yours however you want. You can even write names on there. But whatever you write on your tape, you're also going to write in your box, for example. So we're going to color this box with this pretty red color. These are double-sided, so I get to use either edge. So once the box is pretty well colored, you've got all your edges done, you're going to take that pigment liner again, and you're going to write the matching number on there. So I'm going to write across the bottom R601. So I know exactly which marker to grab when I'm looking for this color red. And you can choose to do a pattern within your squares, or you can be completely random. I'm going to be completely random because it's just how my brain works. And just go with the next color. I'm not even putting it right next to it. I'm kind of lining it up. And this one is P402. So again, I'm going to take and I'm going to write P402 into that box, so I know exactly what I'm looking for when I want that color pink. Now, if you don't like the super boxy look, you can take your ruler again and you can add yourself a little bit of interest by just adding a square here and there and making it kind of kitty wampus is my favorite word. It's like this one. We could kind of go down 2 square lengths. I'll line that one up and see how it looks. Go a little lower and connect those. You can do them at the top. So if you want to make it very pixelated, you are welcome to be creative and make it however you would like. There is no right or wrong. This is just a fun way to get color on a page and make something actually useful when you start doing other lessons and you're like, oh, I want that color pink. And you don't have to open every single pink marker that you have to find the exact color you're thinking of. All right, so play with this a little bit. Let's get some color on here and then come back and show me what you've got done. And I will come back and show you what I've got done, and we will title it as well. So just keep working across. Let's see how many markers and beautiful colors you have to use. I will see you back here shortly. Trying to color and not have shadow cast, but that might not be an option. I'm sure each video I do will get slightly better at that kind of situation, but until then, hopefully you guys can get through it with me. Some of my markers came pre-labeled. So this color says that it is Canary Yellow number 68. This one is for purchase individually. I got the same exact color in a kit where it was a set of 15 or 12 markers. And those don't have a color label on them, but these are exactly the same color. I've tested them prior to this. So I'm labeling them with the same number. This says 68, so I added 68 to this one. So if your markers have names, feel free to put them on there. Obviously, some of the colors you can see the black more easily from afar. Others you might have to look kind of close to actually see the color numbers, but these two are a little difficult. It'll work out. You'll be able to tell at least. All right, so we're gonna continue to fill all those in with all of our labels, but first let's go ahead and do our title. So you can title it whatever you would like, something with pixels, because the whole page is gonna be done in these square pixels. So I'm just gonna call mine Pixel Test Page. So you're just gonna write however you wanna do it. I wanna do mine in bubble letters so I can get some color up on the top of the page too. A big P. And I always say, if you can't keep it straight on purpose, then you make it crooked on purpose. So I'm gonna kind of stagger my letters from tall to short to give them the illusion that I'm not trying to make them straight, because if I tried, we all know it wouldn't work out. So sketch out your pixel, and then I'm just gonna write test page. All right, so my P is a little shorter than I want it to be. I'm gonna make it a little bit taller before I finish it out. And actually, before I trace over this with my pigment pen liner, I'm gonna start putting some color into it. So I'm going to add a little of the different colors that I've already used. And I'm gonna kind of blend them together to give them a tie-dye-ish, super colorful, fading into the next color look. Some markers are going to be better suited to this than others, but they will all work to give you a good, cool kind of rainbow look, which is what we're going for with this page. You could also do it in all black or actually, you know, create something completely different. It's up to you. Artistic freedom on this part for sure. Well, in all of my projects, you have artistic freedom. And each letter could just be a different color if you don't want to mix and match your colors together. It's, like I said, up to you. Once you get all your colors in there, I really like this pink, so I might use a little more of it than the other colors. Some yellow. I'm going to refrain from using my neutral colors, my brown and my gray, just because I really want this title to be pretty bright and colorful. All right, then I'm going to take my pigment liner. I'm going to use my thicker one for this, the 6.0. And I'm going to trace around my letters. And if you get some areas like that with the white in, I think it looks cool. If you want to go back and color those in, you can do it however you'd like. I'm a pretty chill artist. I like to go with the flow and make it work. All right, so I have my pixel all done, and now I'm going to go over the test page. This can be in manuscript. I chose to do it in a more cursive-y font. And then you just go back. Once it's set and dry, make sure you don't do it right after you go through, but wait a couple seconds, and then you can go back through and just erase any pencil that might be left behind. And the same thing, if you use pencil to draw your lines first, go through and draw over them with the pixelated pen and erase them when you're done. All right, I'm going to keep going and add all of my colors, and I will then come back and show you what the finished product looked like. Can't wait to see yours too. Okay, so I've got all my colors on the page, and I'm pretty happy with it. I have room to add more if I get any more of the Artist Loft crayons or markers, but I'm not loving the pixel. I kind of want them to be pixelated too. So I'm going to go in and add squares within the letters to give them that pixelated look too. A little bit of shadowing there on the edge. on the down strokes. And there you have it. You have a pixel test page done. Thanks for joining me, and please share your pixel test pages using the links below or the comments.